Hey there guys, this is John and Kevin from StarEV Tech Support, and today we're going to walk you through the basics of plugging in your charger and how to know when there's a charger fault. We're going to use two different cars. One is a lithium car and one is a lead acid car. But a lot of this is going to be similar to both vehicles. So we're going to start all the way from the outlet all the way through and show you everything you need to know about the basics of charging your vehicle.
Okay, hi everybody. A couple things we're going to go through with the charging system on the cart and how to make sure everything is connected properly. You have your charging cord here, obviously, that plugs into the wall with the extension cord. If you need to use an extension cord, the 100-foot cord is the maximum length that we suggest. That's pretty extreme, but that's what we suggest as far as length. Once your cord is plugged in, you always want to take a look at this LED here. This LED is always red. But that just indicates that you have wall power, AC power, coming to the plug for the cart. The receptacle on this one's on the other side, so I'm going to lay this over there and walk over, get it plugged in, and show you a couple other things. Okay, here we are on the other side of the cart. This happens to be a lead acid cart, just for comparison purposes. But here is your charge receptacle for the cart. Here is the plug-in that would come from the wall. So you would just open up your door, insert your receptacle plug in, and once it connects with the charger, you're going to notice this remote LED here could be in a flashing status, it could be in a solid color status. You can refer here to this label that describes the color and the description of what the charger should be doing at that time. Most of the time, after you've driven it, it's going to be a flashing yellow or amber color, which means normal charging. And then when it finishes, it will go to a series of greens. They'll be flashing and ultimately be solid green, which would be charged complete. Okay everybody, now we're going to go through some charger locations on these particular carts. This is a long cart, a 4+2 lead acid. So on this cart, this charger is actually mounted on the front firewall of the cart, if you will. So looking under the front, you'll be able to locate it here. Here's the charger assembly here. A couple of things you want to look for when you're charging is this blue light here. This blue LED will always be on if everything is correct. It'll stay solid. All that represents is that the charger has AC power. So you had a red LED back here on your receptacle that will always be red. This one will always happen to be blue. So that always lets you know that you do have available AC power from the wall. This one you'll note is flashing yellow. Again, that's normal charge status. That's what the label here indicates. It could do this for any amount of time until it's completed, and then it will go green. One thing you can note real quick on this particular cart and on any cart, you'll see when we plugged our receptacle in back here, we have a normal charging situation. This LED above the plug is flashing a amber yellow color. That is there just basically as a courtesy, as a luxury, so you don't have to get down on your knees here and look under your cart to make sure that it's charging properly. They both match. They're both flashing. When it is completed, they'll both change colors and go to solid colors. This is just a nice feature here that you have to be able to view it from a distance. Okay, here we are. We're back. We're on a different cart now. This is actually a lithium cart. The charger is in a different location. This happens to be a 2-passenger Capella. So here under your seat, you will find your lithium charger. It's hard mounted in here, so it is stationary. One thing you want to keep in mind or look for is your charge receptacle, your charge cable. Same as what we used a minute ago when we plugged into the wall power. For some reason you can't find it. It may be in front of the battery here as part of the shipping process. It could be stored here. So make sure you take a look for that. You could think it's missing when it's actually just put away somewhere. One thing we're going to note here on this particular charger, it operates exactly the same as the one you saw just a few minutes ago. That black label that you saw on the other charger is on this side, so that would be the left side looking at the charger. When it is plugged in, you can actually see in here, you can see the reflection of the lights, so you don't have to try to bend over and see that. But that black label will be, and the LEDs will be on this left side of the charger. Okay, one thing I want to go over with everybody, going back to AC power at the charge receptacle and the charger. If you'll take a note on the charger, here this one's working in proper condition. The blue light is always on. Occasionally, you may experience a non-charging condition where this cable could come loose. Here, your AC cable going into your charger. This blue light will no longer work. This light will eventually stop when the charger decides to time out. So when this light stops flashing from the charge signal, you will still have your red LED here, but this light will not be on, and this blue light here will also not be on. That means that your battery is actually not charging. So if you experience a situation where your battery's not charging, or it dies on you suddenly for some reason after you think you've charged it, make sure this blue light is on and make sure that cable stays fully seated.
One of the common questions that we get in tech support is it possible to leave my charger plugged in? And Kevin's gonna answer that for us today.
Yeah, John, you can leave the charger plugged in on either configuration, lead acid or lithium. When the charge cycle is complete, the charger will go solid green, and it'll basically go into a maintenance mode. It'll charge as needed. So for storage purposes on either battery, you know, once that charger sees a certain voltage level drop, it will communicate that with the charger, come back on, charge as needed. It probably might last 30 minutes, it might last 15 minutes. But to answer the question, yes, you can leave the chargers plugged in on the carts. Okay, everybody, in the event that you think you may have a charging problem with your cart, if you're on the phone with your dealer trying to go through some pre-diagnosis situation, they may ask you for the serial number for the charger. That is going to be on a white label that is on the opposite end of the charger from the black label that has the LEDs. So this particular label here, this is going to be the serial number that you would provide.
So Kevin, what happens if a battery is too discharged, and let's say someone's been storing it, or it just has not been charged in a certain while? What could happen as far as charging?
Typically in that situation, what you'll find is when you go to plug in your cart to charge it, you'll plug your receptacle into your cart. Again, you'll have your red LED that will always be on. If you don't see your remote LED light up or flash at all, and if you still don't see any remote lights on the charger working, but you do see the blue AC light, which should always be present, you could probably have an overall pack voltage problem with it being too low. And if the pack voltage is too low, the charger will not come on. It does have to recognize a minimum voltage to operate. So that could be a situation where one or more individual batteries may need to be charged. The lithium could have discharged, over discharged for some reason. So that's something that'll have to be diagnosed a little bit further by the Star dealer.
But now you, as the video watcher or subscriber, now you know how, if you do need service, to look for that barcode for the
Right.
serial number on the charger. Like we mentioned before, it's on the opposite end of the charger, where you would see your blue LEDs and all the LED lights. It's on the opposite side. That number helps the dealer to talk to tech support, and we can use that number to look at your charger if it's been connected to Wi-Fi, and we can help them diagnose it from here at Star EV facility. So I think we've covered everything as far as basic charging and how to get you up and running. So from Star EV Tech Support, we'll let you guys get on with your day.
See you next time.